Okay, so I saw this deck online. I kind of made a few tweaks to it, and I actually got fourth place in it. Let's go! Roll the intro! Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Zay, back at it again with another deck profile video. And this time, this deck that I played is probably one of the most obscure decks that I've played so far in my Digimon TCG career. Um, so without further ado, let me show you the deck. So for starters, I'm not going to show you guys the level 3s yet. I'm actually going to start off with the level 4s. I'll also show you guys the level or the baby essentially later on in the video. So for starters, we play 4 Raremon. Oh, by the way, this is a purple deck. And yeah, purple's nice. Purple's nice. But yeah, so we play 4 Raremon. Now, what this card does is on play for 5 memory, you get to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, then you add 1 option card among them, and then you trash the remaining cards. This card is very good. One, to help us search for option cards, and we definitely play a decent amount of option cards in this deck. Then it also helps us fill up our trash. And because we're playing purple, for those that don't know, purple really likes to play cards from their trash. And kind of utilizes the trash to get resources and whatnot. So this is a very good card for that. So that is all the level 4s that we play in this deck. We do play a decent amount of level 5s. So the first level 5 I want to mention is 4 of the Lady Devimon. This card is a very good card in purple decks. It has 2 awesome effects. So whenever you digivolve, you get to trigger draw 2, then trash 2. This is amazing because it helps us cycle through our deck to find our pieces, and then it also helps us fill up our trash so that we can kind of utilize those pieces for later on in the game. Then it also has an inheritable skill where anytime you use an option card, you get to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So if your opponent decides to try to like rookie rush you in a sense, if you just play an option card, you get to delete their rookie, and that poses less of a threat to your security, which is fantastic. That's the main reason we play this card. Now the next card that we play is 4 of the Cerberusmon. Now this card is good because on deletion, you get to trigger draw 2 and then trash a card. So again, it's another card that helps us kind of cycle through our deck, help us find pieces, build up resources in our trash and whatnot. And it's very awesome. There's also a very awesome combo in this deck, which I am about to show you. Which is, if we pair it up with 4 of the Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, we can do some pretty awesome stuff. So, with the Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, on play, you can delete one of your Cerberusmons, and for those that, a little PSA, for those that actually do want to play this deck, you cannot use the on-play effect on the Cerberusmon Werewolf mode. It has to be the regular Cerberusmon. But anyway, so you get to pop one of your Cerberusmons to gain 9 memory, and since the play cost of the Cerberusmon is 9, you essentially get to play this for free. So what you would do is maybe so you would bring out your Raremon, then you digivolve to a Cerberusmon, then you would essentially pop this guy, draw 2, trash 1, and then after that you can swing with this card, which is very fantastic. Now, that is all the level 5s we play in this deck. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get to our level 6s. So the level 6s that we play is 4 of the Lady Devimon, ladies and gentlemen. Lady Devimon is fantastic for 2 reasons. One, when digivolving, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. Which, as I was saying, with purple, we utilize a lot of cards in our trash. We fill it up pretty quickly. So about like, honestly, maybe like 8 times out of 10, we get this effect off. For my experience, there's been times where I kind of found this card too early, but there was like certain situations where I needed to actually have this out pretty early, and the situation was actually for its second effect, which is once per turn on your turn, when you use an option card, you gain 2 memory. So essentially, we make our option cards cheaper, which is phenomenal. And so that's the main reason we play this card. Now the next card the next level 6 that we play in this deck is 4 of the Plutomon. Now only downside of this card is that it costs 4 to digivolve on top of level 5, but its digivolve effect is actually pretty nice. So when digivolving, you trigger draw 2. So essentially, because if you digivolve it, you draw a card automatically for digivolving in general. Then with this skill, you draw 2 more cards, and then you can play a purple option card you can play a purple option card with a memory cost of 6 or less from your hand for free, which is fantastic because let's say if you have Plutomon and Lilithmon on the field, you can essentially gain 2 memory back from digivolving to this Plutomon, and you can potentially like still extend your plays and whatnot. Also, if you happen to have the Lady Devimon from earlier on top of this card, you get to play a free purple option card, and then you can also pop one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, which is actually fantastic. Fantastic. Now, the last card, or the last, well, not the last card, sorry, the last level 6 we play in this deck is 2 Anubismon. Now, the reason we play 2 Anubismon is because, well, one, for those that are fans of this channel, you guys already know that I'm a fan of this card in general, and also we actually utilize this pretty well in this deck. So it has 2 effects. One, when digivolving, you can play a level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory. So we digivolve, bring a level 3 out on the field for free, which is fantastic. And then also it has another effect where on your turn, when you play a Digimon from your trash, it gains rush. So essentially, we'll digivolve this guy for 3, then we play a level 3 out for free, and then it has rush so we can attack immediately if we wanted to. And also, this play, if you have this out on the field for like a decent amount of period, anytime you play anything from your trash, you get to play it for free. So if we were able to get, Cerberusmon or Werewolf mode, or even the regular Cerberusmon from the trash, we can swing with those if we have a Anubismon on the field, which is fantastic. So I mentioned that we play some level 3s in this deck, and we utilize Anubismon. So the main reason why I say this card is obscure is we play blue rookies in this deck. Yes. So to kind of like give us some, I'm gonna pull out all these blue Digimon for you guys. So we play 4 of the Jamming Vmon. We play 2 Gabumon. And then for our babies, we play 4 of the Demi Vmon that if our Digimon has jamming, with the draw a card. So the main reason that we play all this is because, well, for this Gabumon, if we hard play it, we get to draw a card, which is fantastic because then we can, again, kind of cycle through our deck, draw a card, hopefully we get a good piece and whatnot, or if not, we get something that we can kind of extend our plays further on in the match. Now, this Vmon is really good not only to apply pressure to our opponent, but if we have the Demi-Vemon under it, we swing with jamming. And for those that don't know, jamming basically says that this Digimon doesn't die to a security battle against Digimon in like at all. So if let's say we had a Anubismon in our in the opponent's security, if we swing and then check this guy, Vemon still lives, which is fantastic. And then with the Demi-Vemon, we get to draw a card. So not only do we apply pressure to our opponent, but we get to draw a card and help fuel our hand for different plays. And so we also play blue because we play a blue package in this deck, which I will get into later on in this video. But let's talk about the purple option cards we play in this deck. So for starters, we play 2 Jack Raid. Now, Jack Raid is fantastic because for 0 memory, you gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. And let me tell you, there has been plenty of times where I had 20 cards in my trash. So essentially, I gain 2 memory. And then it also has an awesome security effect where on security, you gain 2 memory. So if your opponent tries to just swing at you with like multiple guys on the field, but they're at like 0 memory, just for an example, if they check into this Jack Raid, then we gain 2 memory, and then it's our turn, and then they can't just completely wreck us. So that is also another reason why we play Jack Raid. A very good card to kind of also help extend plays and whatnot. Now, the main MVP card that we play in this deck is Necrophobia. Now, Necrophobia is an awesome card because for 5 memory, you get to play one of your purple Digimon from your trash for essentially for free. And then also any on-play effects do not activate if you play that specific Digimon from the trash. So what's cool about that is like we can play this Cerberusmon from our graveyard, and then if we have Cerberusmon Werewolf mode on the field, we can kill this guy again and then swing with Cerberusmon, which is fantastic. Also, another cool thing is if we happen to have Lilithmon out on the field, this card turns into a 3 cost. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. And also, if we had multiple, let's say we had all 3 Lilithmon on the field, we play this for 5, and then we gain back 6. So essentially we'll gain 1 memory just for playing this card, which is absolutely insane. So that is the main reason that we have Necrophobia. Also, I also want to mention that if you have Anubismon on the field and you play Necrophobia and it's still your turn and you play the Cerberusmon, you can attack with that guy. It's fantastic. Yes. So then the second card that we play is Hell's Gate. So we play 2 Hell's Gate. This card basically says for 6 memory, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. So let's say our opponent, for those that remember the War Greymon video that I did, let's say they had a Chaosmon on the field, or like a War Greymon. That'd probably be a better example, War Greymon. We can just play this guy to just straight up kill that guy, which is fantastic. Also, we have Lilithmon. We play this for 4. Or if we play like maybe like a Jax raid to give us some like maybe like 1 or 2 more memory, and then we play this. We essentially play this for a lot cheaper than what it is now, which is fantastic. The next card we play is Trump Sword. So the main reason I play Trump Sword is because there's been times where my opponent had a very annoying like level 4, level 5 on the field. And there's a lot of things in this deck that can't really target a level 4, level 5. So I just played Trump Sword to kind of just get rid of that, and then have my opponent kind of scramble and figure out what to do next and whatnot. It's a very good card. I will also talk about this card later on in this video. But yeah, and then we also again play it cheaper if we have the Lilithmon or the Jackray combo and whatnot. Now, the final and last cards, well, not the final purple cards, rather, that I have in this deck is 2 Madashita. So, what this card does is it is a memory reset tamer in which at the start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memory, you get to start with 3. So that's pretty awesome if our opponent definitely tries to memory choke us. And we can also kind of extend like our plays and whatnot. Like if again, if we have Lilithmon on the field, and we happen to play like a Jax raid or something, we essentially can plus 3 or maybe even 4 or even 5 memory. And yeah, and that's fantastic. Also, it has an on play effect, where you can return 1 purple Digimon or a purple option from your trash to your hand. So if our opponent got rid of maybe like a Lady Devimon that we needed, or like a Lilithmon, or even a Plutomon, we can just hard play this to get that card back and then play it maybe next turn and whatnot, and it's fantastic. Or if we really need this Trump Sword again for another like annoying thing that we don't necessarily have like a better answer for, we can just play a mat, get this back, and then play the Trump Sword next turn, which is fantastic. Also, it has a security effect where if you check this in security, you get to play this for free, which is amazing. So you get to play this for free, get a purple option or a purple tamer out to your hand, and then you can use it for next turn, which is insane. Now, since we're playing blue Digimon, I think we kind of have to play blue options. So we are going to play one of the best blue options that blue has, which is Hammer Spark. Now, Hammer Spark is great because for 0 memory, you get to gain a memory, which is awesome. And then in security, you get to gain 2 memory, which is awesome. Now, if you pair this up with Lilithmon, you get to gain 3 memory. You get to utilize 3 memory. That's fantastic. Yes, and we definitely need a lot of memory for this deck, especially if we're hard playing a lot of things. Especially if we hard play Raremon and whatnot. And yeah, we definitely gonna need it. And then the last blue option and the last card that we play in this deck is probably one of the most OP cards we have in this deck, which is Kaiser Nail. This is a card that was originally in the blue starter deck, and it is fantastic. Why is it fantastic? For 4 memory, you get to choose a Digivolution card placed under one of your opponent's Digimon. Or, sorry, not one of your opponents, sorry. You get to choose a, okay, pause. Now, the main reason why this card is broken is because for 4 memory, you get to choose a Digimon Digivolution card placed under one of your Digimon and play it for free, essentially, which is fantastic. Then also, in security, you get to activate the main effect, so you can play a free card or a card under your Digimon for free, which is insane. And rather me kind of like explaining it, let me set up how this card is good. Give me a second. Okay. So this is a hypothetical scenario that you can do in this deck, but also this is based off of an experience that I've had with this deck in my past local tournament. So let's say we have Madashita on the field, we have Cerberusmon on top of Lilithmon, and then we have the Cerberus mode in the trash. And then let's say our opponent gave us 5 memory. So we do is for 3 memory, we play the Gabumon. Then we draw a card, and then now this lets us activate our blue option cards. So then we play Hammer Spark to go to 1. Then with Lilithmon skill, since we played an option card, we gain 2 more memory. Now we're back to 5. Then what we can do is we can play Necrophobia for 5 memory to play the Cerberusmon straight up for free, which is fantastic. Then for 4 memory, we play Kaiser Nail, which lets us essentially play Cerberusmon Werewolf mode for free. Then its on play effect goes off. Then we kill our other Cerberusmon, draw 2 cards, trash a card, and then we gain 9 memory. So we go from 4 all the way back to 5. And that is insane. Now we have more memory to like continue with our plays and whatnot. And then we just kind of like baffle our opponent. I know in the local that I played, I actually did that play, and my opponent, when I moved my memory to 4 on my opponent's turn, he was like, "Oh, okay, now it's my turn," and I was like, "Well, wait, Cerberusmon, Werewolf mode, Cerberusmon effect," and I went back to 5, and he was like, "What the hell? That's busted!" And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty busted." And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the deck profile. There is a PSA that I would like to mention real quick, and then also there is a kind of like a recommended thing that I would like to talk about. So let's get into that. So for the PSA that I want to mention, the original deck that I've seen this on, I found this on a YouTube video. If you and I'll put the link to the video at the bottom of this video. If you look at Center Stage Games, there was a guy who actually won first place with this deck. But he had a couple cards that, in my opinion, I kind of didn't agree with. It worked out for him in his tournament, but for me, I kind of felt like it wasn't really necessary. So let's talk about some of the cards. So in his original profile, he played 3 Hell's Gate instead of 2 Hell's Gate, and I took out one of the Hell's Gate for the fabulous card that I showed earlier, Trump Sword. Now, the reason I played Trump Sword was because I felt like there was going to be a lot of times where my opponent wouldn't play a level 6 to kind of like my opponent wouldn't play a level 6 and he would just kind of just beat me down with level 5s. And essentially, the only thing that I really could do was just swing into it with my level 5s or 6s, but my opponent would still like benefit off of that, because instead of me attacking their security, they would just attack my security, die, and then just continue and continue. This was also good for the purple matchup. There was times where I just straight up killed my opponent's Metal Garurumon, the purple Metal Garurumon, and that kind of set them back a turn. And especially since I had Lilithmon out on the field, I played this card for essentially cheaper, and it was fantastic for me. Now the other thing that is different about me and the guy's deck profile is he played 2 Aqua Viper instead of 2 of the Madashita. Now, he played 2 of the Aqua Viper because its effect is you return one of your own Digimon to return 2 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to their hands, and then you get rid of their Digivolution cards. Now, I thought that was like a cool, like I thought it was cool. Like it was a very like testy card essentially, but it wasn't really beneficial, or at least for like my tournament, because it's nice to kind of like bounce back maybe like your Gabumons and whatnot. But I really wasn't in a situation where I needed to bounce back a Goblin to just get rid of like level 4s. Um, and so I just figured the Matashita would be a lot better because yeah, I figured the Matashita would be a lot better because like one, you can trigger this in security. So if your opponent decides to be aggressive, we can reset our memory and also find get more of our purple pieces back into our hand and utilize them for next turn. And also if we just hard play it, we just do the same thing. And I just felt like for me personally, it was a lot better than Aqua Viper. But then again, he got first place with his deck profile or with his deck. I got fourth in mine. So to each is their own. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed watching. Guys, don't forget to like, share, comment on the video. Let me know if you want me to do more of these deck profile videos. And also click that notification bell so you can get notified whenever we make more videos like this. I am your boy Zay, the Digimon expert on the TCG Cast channel, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.